Hey, hello everyone. Great to welcome you to another episode of Family Worth. Um, it's always a pleasure to be on this platform. Again, Family Worth is not meant to come and preach to people. Obviously, we have a lot of churches that would and religious organizations that would do a better job at that. Uh, I just want to welcome you to this episode. It's going to be quite a conversational session. So before we go ahead, yes, today's topic is all about effective progress. Effective progress. Because as you know, we could be making progress that could not or that may not be effective. And I know a lot of people are also making effective progress. So we just want to add to the conversation today. So once again, welcome to Family Wealth. Thank you. Once again, welcome today. It's always a big pleasure, always the highlight of my week to come to this platform to share. It's meant to be conversational, so I don't know it all. I'm not an expert in family matters, but I'm just someone, a family person, someone that feels there's need for more conversation. There's need for us to just put more voices out there so that family worth, family value can be further enhanced. So thank you for joining me today. I know that there's someone already on the platform. Please give me a shout out, even if it's just one. It's okay with me just to have that conversation with you. So let me know that you're there. So today, like I said, is really about effective progress. I put this picture out there not to show that I can do any kind of design. I'm not an expert in design. And it's more symbolic. Horse drawing a cat. It's meant to be a prop for today's conversation. Because if we're talking about progress, we have to have a direction. But before I go into today's topic, I must bring us to what is currently a, a current situation in Australia, at least for us. And we know that this situation affects everyone in the globe. I came across these statistics again today, and it got me really, really thinking. It got me to reflect deeper again that this is not good enough. We need to do better. We cannot afford to leave it to government alone. So I want to start this session because yesterday in Australia is the Are You OK Day. So it's all about just reaching out, letting people know that someone still cares around them. It's about suicide prevention. I know that word is very heavy, suicide, um, but it's something that some of us have come to realize that it happens almost every day. Look at that statistics for Australia, at least. Over 3,000 deaths due to suicide in a year. 8 each day. And then look at the statistics of male and female. We already know that men die younger. I'm a man, but that's just a reality. Um, and it's quite interesting that 81% of those deaths with men are due to relationship breakdown. And this is why family worth is so important in my own heart. and I believe family should be important to everybody. So why are relationship breakdown happening in the first place? I'm not expecting a magician to answer me. And more remarkably, why are they leading to suicide? One would have thought that is not the end of life. Um, Again, the issue of suicide is complex. I'm not going to be here trying to be like an expert to explain suicide, but it is something that has come to be part of our everyday life, unfortunately. When I see a death by suicide, whether the person is related to me or not, especially young people, it does something in my heart. I don't know for you. So everyone needs to be interested. So I'm sorry that I'm starting this conversation today in a somber mood, but this week, especially from yesterday, even today, it's something that is fresh on our minds in Australia. It's a day we set aside to just let people know that someone cares. So I'm just starting that today, we cannot go into the topic of today without just asking, are you okay? Whether you are watching this right now or you're going to watch it in a post production, I want to ask, and I'm also asking myself, are you okay? Is someone around you okay? Uh, there's we cannot run away from having that sometimes difficult conversation to ask someone close to you, someone, not a colleague, a family member, are you okay? So I just want to, because it's current for us in Australia right now, I just want to start with that, put it out there. If possibly it could also rekindle that conversation among the audience, whoever is going to watch this, that would be useful as well. So yes, um, just before I go on, I just want to say if that conversation triggers something in anyone, in Australia we have a lifeline which anybody can call in emergency, and that's the number 13114. You can call that number. You can even just ask for advice. It's not a weakness to call if in doubt. But also, this is one reason that Family Worth exists. We believe we cannot leave it to Lifeline alone. We cannot leave this situation to government alone. We cannot leave it to community groups alone. Family members, anyone, everyone should be involved. Looking at the statistics earlier on, it's almost realistic to say now that it's not far from anyone, because either a friend, a colleague, or even a family member could have been affected, and it's quite devastating. I can't even try to explain what happens in a family where there is suicide. It's not a person that died alone. It's not even only the close relatives. A lot of people suffer the impact. That is why we must continue to do whatever we can in your own little way, just like what I'm doing right now in my little way. I'm just putting it as part of the program today. So let's go back to today's session. But before, I just want to, I know there was a shout out from someone. Oh, Prosper. Wow. I've not seen you for a while, mate. Thank you for joining me today, Prosper. I know you were up north sometime. So it's really great to see you, mate. It's been a while. Thank you for joining me today. And please, Prosper, continue to get involved. It's a conversation, it's not a monologue. Thank you once again, Prosper. So I just want to get on to the topic of today. Like I said, it's really meant to open the conversation about effective progress. effective progress? How are we making progress in life? In whatever endeavor, in family. Before coming to this program today, I already shared some notes on our Facebook page, FamilyWorth, that one thing that makes progress effective is when you have a target, when you have a goal, when you have somewhere that you are headed for. Uh, how can you know that you've reached your destination if you don't know where it's going to be? I know that sounds a bit vague, but you could apply it to family progress, career progress, even in terms of your own moral compass. How are you making progress in your faith and values? How are you making progress in just everyday life? But FamilyWorth is about family. So with family, how are we making progress? So I actually qualified it by saying effective progress, because at the end of the day, if you don't have a destination, if you don't have a vision, if you don't have a target, how would you know that you are making progress? If your target was supposed to be west, and just like this picture says here, the horse is taking you to the north, would you call that progress? And that's why it's just this, when we come to these conversations, we're not here to preach at people, really. I said it earlier, I'm not an expert, but this session is meant for us to reflect, for us to think about our families. I have mine, I have my own challenges, and I believe every family have areas that they need to work on. So FamilyWorth is to challenge us, is to remind us, is to encourage us, is to facilitate conversation, is to make sure at least whoever is engaged think about these things over and over again. So we must keep making progress. We need to keep making progress, but you must have a destination, whatever that means to the different people that will see this podcast. What's your destination? What's your vision for your family? What's your vision? How do you want to go next year? I'll just give you one simple example that sometimes, if, as fundamental it is, it causes a lot of challenges. Budget. Budget. How is your family budget? It's a goal. Budget is a goal. Many times you may not hit it, but it gives you a target. It gives you something to look to. And I really encourage, and I'm not saying that I get it right in my own space, but if you can start from there, set budget goals, discuss it with your partner, agree, put it on paper, and work towards it. Then at that time, this kind of picture will begin to make sense. So you have that horse that may represent many things to different people, taking you to that destination. That horse may be an investment. That horse may be a kind of job you pick up. It could mean different things, but you have a goal, you have a destination. So I really hope that some people will at least think about it over again. I am, because it's something that we need to keep working on in terms of our budget, our goals. So that's just one of the things. But I want to draw attention to the issue of one particular attention to effective progress. What is your horse like? Because I mean, when you see this picture, sorry that I'm just using prop because, like they say, picture speaks volume or speaks more than words. So I'm just using the picture to help me here. What is your horse like? What does it represent for you? I'm not going to answer that question for you. I know mine. For some people, it may just be clarity of thoughts in the family. You work together with your partner very well. It could mean different things, 1,001 things to different people. So think about it. For this particular chart, it's figurative, it's symbolic, but it's something that is pulling you along. It's something that is helping you to get to your goal. So for a family context, communication, trust. Oh, that is big. I don't know for you. Trust could be your horse. How is trust like? How is communication like? How is your health like? Mental, physical, spiritual. How is it like in the family? So that is quite important, the horse. And it could mean different things to different people, like I said. But you need a horse. What is your horse like? And sometimes you may need more than one. I know we showed that picture, we have one there. I wish I could have 5 horses, as long as they don't clash with each other. We watch some movies where sometimes you see that a cat is driven by more than one horse. Have you wondered why? It could be that the weight of the cat deserves more than one. It could be because they want to move faster. So a horse in this case is quite figurative, but it speaks volume. What does it mean to you? I just want to just draw your attention to another part of that picture. Who is in your cart? I know FamilyWorth is about family, but you and I know that sometimes we have people in the cart that should not be there. And I'm also speaking to myself. Sometimes we need to set our priorities right. Who is in the cart? And sometimes the cart could become so heavy because of baggages, issues that needed to be sorted. Inside the cart, we may have a big elephant. Whatever that means to someone. What's the elephant in your cart? Imagine you have a big elephant in that cart. Let me bring the picture again. Sorry, I'm just going between picture and I'm showing my face here. Imagine you have a big elephant with you or with your family, whoever that cart is carrying. You're going to give your horse a very big task to do. So sometimes we need to think about it. Who is in your cart? Because that can actually slow you down. That can actually make you not get to your destination. That can actually make you not to have effective progress. Again, this podcast is meant to just trigger a few thoughts. I'm not going to here to say I'm a counselor or I'm an expert, but it's meant also for me, clarity of thoughts, reflections, something to think about, because I believe we all want to have effective progress. I want to make more progress in life. The other point I just want to bring, still on effective progress, is everything in order? Is everything in order? Do you have the horse in the wrong place? Again, I just wanted to look at the picture because really, when you have that horse, like the first picture in the wrong place, the cat may even come to a halt. It could even be worse that you could have your horse that should have been pulling you jamming into you from behind. And that could be quite painful. So we just need to set the priorities right. We need to look at things all over again. And this brings me to some thoughts I want to just leave today. A few things to think about. Um, when you are looking at effective progress, sometimes these three arrows we may need to do so that we can get things back in order, so that we can become more effective. There is nothing wrong sometimes to stop, to just retreat, make a halt. And really, I think we could be very busy, we could be very fast paced in life. Many of us are really moving at jet speed. But whether we are making effective progress is another question. So sometimes we may need to just stop and retreat. Reassess your situation. Just reassess it, check it. Especially if the situation is the horse is not in the right order. You have your horse behind your cart. So a reassessment, some deep personal reflection, some family conversations, some retreat again, going back and doing reassessment could be very helpful. There's nothing wrong when it seems as if you're not making progress sometimes. Because people that don't take time to retreat, to reassess, and to reset may not be making progress. They're just moving. And we do that sometimes. We get caught up in the rat race. Sometimes we get caught up in just walking emotions, going around cycles. Or we may even get caught up like this picture where we have our horse that is supposed to be pulling us in the right direction is actually behind, jamming us from the back. So there is wisdom in putting your three arrows into process at different occasions, at different levels. Take time to retreat. Your retreat may mean different things to you than it means to me. Could it be that you need a holiday? And that could be quite fun. Could it be that you need some time out just by yourself, especially as a leader? Could it be that you just need to take time out and reassess situation so that you can reset? I like the word reset. Reset. Almost everything, even your watch, your smartphone, sometimes they have that functionality, reset. So sometimes in life, we just need to slow down, reassess, and reset. And that it will surprise you if you can do all three, how you will make progress, effective progress from there. Sometimes that's why we cannot afford to always be driven by what people think about us. People will always think. Because sometimes when you are retreating, reassessing, and resetting, somebody may think that you are not making progress. Somebody may think that you are going backwards. Some may even think that you are a failure. But you know what you are trying to achieve. I am resetting so that I can refire. So it pays sometimes to just reset. I'll just leave that quote sometimes for us to just have a look, because like I just said, failure is what is bad. To become a failure, to now have a label as a failure. I really forbid it for anyone watching. We are not failures. We do fail sometimes, and it's okay. I know that some failures could be very painful. Some of them could be very traumatic. I'll give you one example of failure that sometimes is very hard. Um, Separation in marriage. Or like we started with this program, as bad as it is, when it looks like a job that you're doing well, you think you're doing well, and then you're made redundant. It may feel like a failure, but it's not. It's one thing to fail, which is an event, is another thing to be a failure. I really pray, it's my prayer for us, myself and anyone joining me today that will watch this later, that will not be failures. That even when we fail, we will get up. There's that wise saying, and I think it's in the Holy Scriptures, that says that person failed 7 times, and 7 times he got up and moved on. There's no giving up. There's always hope. So don't make failing a lifestyle. Yes, we don't want to make it a lifestyle. We don't want to become failures. But when you fail, you get up and do it again. It may happen again, you get up and do it again. And that is why recently, when I wrote my recent book, Adopt, Adapt, Achieve, I really did not know that I was actually writing for myself. Because as you know, sometimes when you write, you think you are writing for other people. Just to flag the book a bit, it's been a bestseller in case you want to check it out. But when I wrote that book, I didn't know that I was writing for myself. I didn't know that I was going to need it soon. Because at the end of the day, I'm actually using the book very often now. I'm reflecting on the book. Because, like we just said about failure, yes, failure will make you, or fail, not failure. You fail once, we don't make ourselves failure. But when you fail, it will make you reflect, to make you adapt, and achieve. Just like the 3 arrows we mentioned earlier on: retreat, reassess, and reset. Adapt, especially adapt. Learn to adapt and refire, and then you will achieve. So there's a few things that have been said already. And again, in life, many things come back to balance. When you're talking about effective progress, you keep things in balance. And when you are keeping things in balance, sometimes it looks like you are wasting time. You're not wasting time. And that is why we go back again to this formula. When you are trying to keep things in balance, you may need to retreat. You will need to reassess and then reset, go forward. So I really want to just encourage everyone today with this topic. I know that sometimes it may feel like we are failing in life when we are not moving at jet speed. But many times, effective progress do not require jet speed. It's not how fast, it's how well. So I really just want to encourage, want to really, for those that have joined me today, again, please, I didn't want this to be a monologue. Can you give me a shout out? Let me know you are there. We said a lot already, but it's never too late to have some more shout out from you guys. If you're joining me, please remember to just give a shout out, say hello. I really appreciate it. Many times you want to feel that you have people around, and then say something. Use your keypad if you can. Just say hello. And also just to remind everyone, remember to hit the button on our various media so that you're first to know when we have another program. Um, in this program, we always made it clear that our point of reference is a Christian worldview. We do recognize that there are other viewpoints. So even when we are talking about effective progress, we believe and we know that there is a part that is spiritual. I've been involved in community and the corporate world to know enough now that life is more than just the four walls of those skyscrapers. Many times you have to go in and dig deep so that you can come out shining. So we're not here to force anything on anyone, but we've chosen the Christian worldview as our reference point. So please check us out on our various media pages. We're very active there. And when you can, check out some of our books. They're very interesting, very relevant to what we're talking about today, especially for people that are of migrant and multicultural backgrounds. We really, really relate to that group. Thank you so much, Frank. It's always a pleasure to see my pal, Frank, online regularly, very supportive, my colleague in our community group, very, very reliable bloke. Those in Western Australia will know what I'm saying, and whoever watches this. So, Frank, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Um, so, just rounding up here now, because at the end of the day, really, the topic today was about effective progress. We mentioned about know what your horse is like. You need it to pull you in the right direction. Make sure you don't have too much baggages in your cart. Otherwise, you will even weigh your horse down. That horse could represent a lot of things. And then we talked about the need sometimes to just take time retreat, to retreat, to reassess, and to reset. And I think that is where I would just like to be bringing it to a close now. Thank you so much, Frank. It's you that has been a backbone of that organization, Frank. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you for the honor. Yes, so please don't forget to check us out, subscribe to our media pages. We always like to have people join us on these pages. Next episode is now FamilyWorth is now every fortnight. So next 2 weeks, it promises to be very interesting. Today I'm alone here. Many times I'm not alone. We're going to have guests come through, very relevant and interesting guests that will just come and sow some seed via this platform. So thank you for being with me today. When you watch this post-production, please still leave a comment. We are always keen to get some feedback, to suggest topics. But today hopefully we've triggered a few thoughts around effective progress. I want to make progress in life. But while making progress, I want to make sure it is effective. I want to make sure that it's taking me in the right direction. I have a destination I'm going. Of course, for us of the Christian faith, the ultimate destination We need to be sure of that as well. So no matter what your horse is, and the cart that the horse is dragging or carrying along, we all need to end up in that beautiful destination, which is our major hope and faith in Christianity. But before then, we have to live. We have to have life. We have to make success. We have to make progress in life. So you must have a destination, a vision, a goal. Otherwise, how will you know that you are going in the right direction? So take time to reflect and make sure you get your direction right. If there is baggage in your cart, don't leave the big elephant in your cart, please. It will drag you back. It may even make the horse to stop. Imagine, how can a horse pull an elephant? Have you asked why really some people may not be seen to be making progress? I know it's very personal. We're not here to judge. That's why when we give hints and tips like this, when we give some points of reflection, it is meant to reflect, because I know mine. So I'm not going to be here judging anyone. But this platform is meant to just share, encourage each other, challenge each other sometimes. So take time to reassess and make sure that you know your horse, that is your horse is good, is the right horse that is pulling you. And again, like I said, make sure you have the right cart, and then you have the right content in the cart. Remove baggages. Pull the elephant out. Don't let it stay and destroy everything in the cart, or even slow down the horse that is taking you in your direction that you need to go. And make sure everything is in order. Don't pull the horse behind the cart. It will end up tearing the cart and jamming everybody from behind. Please, it's not the right direction. This is why it's very important to take time sometimes to retreat, reassess, and reset. And remember, this is where I will end up. To fail is an event. To become a failure is a lifestyle. So I really just want to pray that nobody that is watching this today that has joined me will be a failure. We could fail sometimes, and we do fail. Some of them could be quite hard. I know that. I have a feedback of it myself, but don't make it a lifestyle. Dust yourself up and move on. Move on. And by God's grace, you'll make it in life. There's always hope. Always have those three key values, which is our values in FamilyWorth. Keep love alive, keep hope alive, and keep faith alive. Thank you for being with me today. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you for everyone that comes and goes. That's fine. Hopefully you're getting something as you come and go. I know there's just one person that is on now. We're rounding up now. If you can you say hello? Just since you came in just at the right time when we're rounding up. Okay, the person is gone. That's fine. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for being with us today. It's always a pleasure. It's my highlight of the week to come in here and just share. I'm not an expert. I don't have it all sorted out myself. But I believe that as we share together like this, as we share, as we encourage, we get better at it. So thank you for being with us today, and see you next 2 weeks. Thank you. Bye-bye.